for research, what I understand is collaboration, and that is where no this consortium really helps, where you can exchange informations and you can also build collaborations.
Definitely.
Right. Second aspect is funding.
Yeah.
Right. So when funding is there, how Government of India or different agencies of Government of India are helping in giving funds in this research, if you can
Yes.
say.
I know we perennially, especially basic scientists, we perennially complain and because never any amount is enough for us. We have more ideas than the fund we have in our kitty. We always say that. And it is a definitive, uh, point which needs to be addressed. And fund needs to be increased, definitively. But I know there are priorities, other priorities also. So government policies will be depending on that. We can be always saying it, but ultimately they would decide it. But nonetheless, I would say that whatever work we perform, we carry out, it's completely funded through the national agencies for me, for our group. So be it the DBT, DST, ICMR, and BIRAC. So BIRAC was very useful for me and helpful for me because I had got the BIRAC-PACE grant, and I've got one more now. So through the BIRAC, I could generate these iPSCs from patients.
Wow.
Yes. So they were early on, they could understand the importance of having an Indian ethnicity, be it the healthy control iPSCs and the PD iPSCs, PD patient iPSCs, because eventually, if their drug screening becomes a norm for screening drug, be it for prescription or be it for clinical trial for getting to understand predictive population, you would need lines over there.
Yeah.
So we had got a project wherein we had generated the lines and definitely to also establish whether the disease phenotype is getting replicated on them or not. So even though it's an industrial arm over there, but I'm very happy that that they also have opportunity for academicians like us to even pitch in and get funded.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to ask you because BIRAC is primarily designed to bridge the gap between
Yes.
industry and academia.
Yes.
Right. So I was thinking that, when you have managed to get funds from them, that means for academia also BIRAC is equally funding in that proportion.
Right.
That's a
So
well,
there should be a commercial angle over there.
yeah.
So a business proposal, and eventually we are also, and government in that way has a good foresight. They're also initiating and rather promoting even government institutes to start incubation centers, and we are hoping to have one at NIMHANS. So
Really?
yes.
Wow.
So then it would, it's not only science and the commercial part of it, but it also increases, um, I would say, employment, and young minds will also get, you know, uh, opportunity and also inspired to start their work in such centers.
I was fortunate to visit one of the incubation center, which is in Keet, Bhubaneswar.
Mm.
So they have been, I think, almost like this. This is the fourth or fifth year running, and they have an incubation center, beautifully run. So more than 500 companies have been, popped out or spinned out of that, and the entire northeast part of the India they are catering to. So especially the northeastern states where hardly we see much people are interested apart from like research and all are very difficult to execute, but they have been incubating. They have their satellite centers in Meghalaya and other places.
Very good.
Where they are translating and knowledge transfer, and their vision is like after 2 or 3 years, if they are independent, they will withdraw with no conditions or no terms and conditions attached. So that's phenomenal.
Yes.
And so I was fortunate to visit there and then see their facility and all. So they were working. I actually had a podcast with Dr. Mrityunjay Suar. So he is the director general, and basically the facilitator, or the his it is his this incubation is his brainchild. So he was telling that, I'm addressing not only global problems, I'm addressing local problems. Like in Silka Lake, the problems was there. So he said, we had one company, they came up with solution, and it was like every solution was a sustainable part. So it was like a win-win situation for company as well as for researcher. Then why not?
Very good.
So
I think
it's
I think such,
yeah,
thinkers are needed even
absolutely.
in
So
this field, because uh, there are many local things which are very India specific, and which we find heterogeneous in Indian ethnicity than in been reported by from the West.
true.
So yeah.
True. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having having NIMHANS as the incubation center. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm pretty much sure that NIMHANS will give a wonderful platform to it.
Definitely.
Because see, coming from like research as well as the what do you say, the hospital segment, this too, bridging the gap is something very very, I would say, not crucial, but it's like very very need of the hour.
Yes. Yes.
And that is where I think BIRAC is also in a way that bridging that
Yes.
gap, and I'm trying to do it. Yeah.
So um, that I definitely acknowledge of the present government. This idea of BIRAC, which was initiated and how it's executed, it definitely helps for academicians.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And somewhere it also boosts from there. We also get certain support to carry out our basic science
True.
questions too. So, yeah.
Ma'am, coming to this basic sciences, you said no.
Yeah.
So basic sciences, what I feel is, it's not like people have, or people who are not into basic research, I feel their mindset is like, it's like a noodle. You give 2 minutes and you come up with some product which can be marketed, and but basic research is takes time. It takes years,
Yeah.
no, even decades to solve maybe one small problem, but that small problem can change or revolutionize lot of other things, right? That patience and that trust, yeah, before, if you ask question in terms of investing, in terms of giving that infrastructure from the government and from the local bodies, everybody should be
Yeah.
showing it to researchers. That what I believe.
Yes. I know. So we would be, if you take my opinion, it will be always taken as biased, because I'm a player in that. I'm the basic scientist. So I will always be saying that no wrong has been done to us. That's definitive. But if you take it as if I take myself out from here and put my feet in their shoes, um, somewhere might be the government policy makers. They think that there is a need after many years, that why uh, whatever has not been delivered, which was being promised. There might be n number of things which is why the government policies now are not too favorable for the basics science funding. So I don't want to go deep into it, because whatever has happened has happened. We are facing it, and it's very unfortunate for us to face it. So I think rather than shying out now, it is time for us more that whatever funding we are getting, we make and the best out of it
Yeah.
and get it out, be it in the form of publication, be it in the form of patent, and ensuring that it, I think most of us doing it would build in, mm, trust on basic science. Yeah, it will take years, as you said. So till we have to listen to this accusation for long, but while we are listening to it, we know the reality now. We cannot be answering and going on defending all the time. Rather, we gear up and target that um, frustration to our work. And one thing helps me out. That's why I have a translational arm also when we do. So, from the basic science, I try to get funding for the translational work. And from there, certain things are common with respect to antibodies and all, which are usually higher cost. So that helps out to run our basic science quest. We do not stop it, uh, but I just try to gear it through the other side. I know if government allots more and understands that no, it's not a stale product on which you are going on investing and nothing is coming out, um, it would be very good. And for that, I think we need more speakers, more policymakers to be coming and interacting with basic scientists to understand the ground thing, why we are complaining or why we are saying that there is a potential. Um, I think that one-to-one interaction is more needed by the policymakers because they have summarized why they have come to that decision through certain whatever reports and evidences. But there is also a good amount of scientists like us who are voicing out our concern that we need more basic science related funds. So, therein to bridge the gap and to work to a solution rather than having a fight or a controversy. I think the best would be that certain policymakers makes an effort to um, meet certain basic scientists to understand that why we are voicing that this is needed or why is it important for India to get in there. There is also that factor there. Why from India certain basic science work needs to be focused in, and it would even help India not only to have a name in the world of science, to have a credibility in the world of science, but also eventually translating into uh, something which can reach the market or the clinic.
True. Nice.
There, I think conversation with the end users would be
And an open-ended conversation.
yes,
rather.
open-ended conversation. Yes, more needed rather than completely rejecting it. Kind.
True, true. So I think is very very valid point which you said.
And I would like to add in here the carrier which you're telling it's yes, patience is needed because as you while we were conversing, I was saying that our model system when we select or the experiments we select, uh, it's not only through one method, it is through multiple methods you have to validate that indeed what you saw as simple as an RNA level, but it's translating to protein, if in protein, at least by three methods that yes, the protein is going down regulated, up regulated, whatever. Similarly, with experimental models, you cannot go ahead to have a credible publication or credibility about your finding till you don't show it through multiple experimental models. So these will consume time. This needs hard work. It is not just desk work. It needs hard work. But in the era of emerging AI, I would say, the basic scientists wet bench work, basic scientist work is not in threat. We are not in threat of AI. AI is not threatening us. This cannot be performed by AI. And so, in another word, your job security will be higher.
True. I think when you're talking of job security, when you're talking of AI when it was introduced, it was very very new concept. Many people were not able to understand, and still we are trying to cope up with AI because every now and then a new update comes, and then something happens, and then we okay. The point is with AI people said, okay, my job is secure or not secure, which you rightly mentioned. So, healthcare professionals, basic researchers are in those domain where AI cannot actually replace a human brain in terms of
At least
analyzing. as of now, and I don't see it happening in any near future as well. Because again, when it comes to diagnosis, when it comes to, you can give data, right? You can make a bot, train it with all the data, but it is actually a data machine. It will try to take out all the data pertinent to that, but may that individual is manifesting based on that data, that is diagnosis, and that only human being with a trained years of experience can only deliver.
Yeah.
So in that way, yeah, obviously I totally no, agree with that part.
Yeah.
Right. Ma'am, then on this, just to conclude this part, do you feel there is also a gap between clinicians and researchers? And or this gap has,
Yeah.
has filled over a period of time? How do you see that?
Mm, it would be a little tinted if I say, because I am fortunate to have a very good place like NIMHANS. So here the gap is not there. So we have clinicians. I work in collaboration from day one, and it's very clear that our work is complementary to each other and we are not competing with each other.
Of course.
So that's where the friction arises for any collaboration or between two streams, experts in two streams. So that's been quite defined among us in faculty in the MANS. So we find it much better than what we have seen in earlier years. So that's not that's line is quite diminishing in demands. So with respect to the country, it is still there, but I think there is an eagerness, a lot of keenness from the young generation clinicians to get into research, understand it. And one of the major thing is they're keen because uh, there's so many things in this stream which are, as I said, is complex. So it's not that always mm, formula works. And that too, especially in case of India, in the scenario of India. So I think that will take a few more years, but I can see a positive change. And with government also starting out fellowships with respect to clinical research. So therein, so people are availing for it. The moment you're introduced to it, your eyes will open and you will start not again, as I said, not competing rather than collaborating to understand that how it's complementing each other. If we can highlight this, I think um, the bridge will be built and there won't be so much of friction. Or it won't be that we speak one language and they don't understand it. So for me especially, the research question, I take it from the bedside. And that's why I need the Akisha is very well said, very well said. So, for me, I do not find them to be, they're needed and they're complementing my work. And I always take it from bedside. So, for me, it is definitely not there. And in other places, even if it's there, but uh, I see a positive change. So, I'm happy about it. So that's good. That's nice. Yeah, that's nice. I'm optimistic about it.
So that's we all are, and I think
And with, as I said again, for career, when you asked, and I was saying in a lighter note with respect to AI, but in a serious note, I would like to say to students who are, we have in Indian society, it's very much fixed that either we have to go to medical or to engineering. And with this merging more, students will be understanding that there is a need for both of it, right? And equal in both. So, so importance of basic science for them will become the clarity will come out better. And again, here I want to mention and highlight that India and government of India is now focusing heavily into cell and gene therapy. Just like in international, throughout worldwide, there's been a big shift in the therapeutic strategy or even with respect to drug targets and drug delivery and uh, for clinical trials for predictive formulation, the utilization of iPSC based work or cell based work. And of course, stem cell is at the end of the day a cell type. It comes under cell biology. So, at cell biology is for any stream. You can come from genetics, you can come from virology, you can come from biophysics. The bio in biophysics is we have to work with cells or a biological system, be it in vivo or in vitro. So it is the connecting center for every stream. So with the focus in disease perspective, be it from industry and be it from the clinic, being on uh, cell and gene therapy, each stream will have their significance now more, especially the basic researchers. So as I said, there are numerous opportunities which are going to open up in for industry. So we are not into banking, but we work with that as a model. So a student who is trained in be it generating to maintenance and going and establishing the cell type of interest for disease pathology, they're well versed to even get into an industry who are working with iPSCs. So if they want to choose their career as an industry, so there is immense amount of openings which would be there for this stream for basic researchers working with uh, late IBSCS model, or be it even the techniques which we use, biophysical techniques we use, these are important because that's where we are trying to show that you can definitively and quantitatively cite a pathology. So the demarcating between, say, a two variants or demarcating between, a pathogenesis or whatever, the therapeutic intervention. So it's not that there is no career for basic researchers. I would say that there will be more and a wider career for basic researchers.